Growing up, I was broke. I mean, my family was poor. We grew up in like a 2-bedroom home that was given to us. We were so broke that we knew if there was a dead animal that came on our property or something like that, and my father got to it before us, we were going to eat cereal that next day because whatever meat my mom cooked, we weren't touching it. Good day, everyone. Here's the life. So let's say that you are a first generation college attendee, or let's say that you're a person of the working class and you have a family and you have kids that are getting ready to go to college. God forbid that you have twins that are graduating together and they're both just as smart. You gotta hope for a dumb twin and a smart twin, or a pretty twin and an ugly twin. Because if you have a pretty twin, they might want to go be an actor or something like that. That ugly twin is going to college. So if you fall into those groups like myself, me and my family, my brothers, we did not have college funds growing up. My parents just couldn't afford it, even though they were great in everything that they did for us. What we had to do was basically figure it out on our own, because my parents never went to college. So me and my brothers, we all basically chose our paths and kind of figured it out as we went along. But one thing you need to understand, and that's what this post is going to be about today. If you have kids getting ready to go to college or in college and they qualify you guys for Parent Plus loans, you should consider taking the max. I'll tell you why in a second. But before I go too deep into why taking out the max and Parent Plus loans is a good idea, I want to first make sure that you guys have an understanding of what a Parent Plus loan is. A lot of different colleges have different versions of Parent Plus loans. Let me start by saying, if you are looking at a private lender and they call a Parent Plus loan, it is not a Parent Plus loan. It's just a private student loan. They're just going off of the parent as a cosigner. Definitely not a Parent Plus loan. Don't do it. If you got to do that, then let the kid fend for themselves, honestly. Don't get yourself into that private loan debt. Now, that being said, if it's offered through your institution or through the Department of Education, it's definitely a Parent Plus loan. The only difference a Parent Plus loan bears as opposed to a regular student loan is the fact that it's immediately unsubsidized, which means that it starts to accrue interest immediately, as opposed to being subsidized by the government for the length of time that your child is in college. Most Parent Plus loans bear one interest rate. I think there's a few out there, depending on the institution, that have variable interest rates. Most only have one set interest rate though, which makes it a lot easier for the parent to figure out what they're looking at as far as paying. Also, I want to say, one parent should be doing the Parent Plus loan application. Do not let them tie you into doing both parents applying on the application together and tying both of you guys in. It's more advantageous if one parent does it, one parent gets approved, and then you max out for that one parent. A lot of institutions, if you aren't aware how to apply for the Parent Plus loan, at the school I went to, the school I graduated from, Jackson State University. Also, I went to Emory University, and also I went to University of Mississippi, but I went to a bunch of colleges. But let me just say, at Jackson State University, the way their Parent Plus loan was set up at the time, back in like 2007 to 2009, you had to either max out or get denied for your regular student loans. So if you were denied under the student's own merit, then your parents can step in and they can apply for a Parent Plus loan. A lot of places may just let you apply for Parent Plus loans right out the gate. I had a friend who came in the next year and they were able to immediately go into the Parent Plus loan, which they took out loans for him and his sister were going to college at the exact same time. They took out a crazy amount of loans. I thought they were foolish for how much they were taking out, but in actuality, it was actually a good thing that they were doing it in large amounts for the two kids at once, using one parent, which I later found out, which helped them out tremendously because they ended up getting the loans discharged. Now let's get to the root of the issue. Now I'm going to list off a bunch of reasons. I'm not going to number them. It's no reason in a manner of importance, but it's just a large number of reasons why it's advantageous if you're going to take out a Parent Plus loan to max it out. The first of which I want to say, if your child is planning on graduating early, so let's say you have a great child who wants to go ahead, get in college, get out. If you take out just enough loans to cover that first semester or fall or spring semester, let's say they want to go in the summer, then you got to go through the process all over again. That interest rate, let's say the interest rate could get lower, could get higher. Why would you take that chance? If you can take out $100,000 to pay for your child's college tuition and you're able to not go to the mall, not take trips, which we can't trip right now anyway. Your child's probably going to class online. But if you take it out and you're able to strictly use it for your child's education, you can take out one loan, one application. You don't have to apply every semester for your child to have enough money to cover expenses. You can pay for your child's education in the fall, in the spring, in the summer. Get them in and out, because as we all know, there's no regulation saying that colleges have to keep one set tuition. We know they're going up on tuition, no regulation for it. Why are they not regulating it? Because they're not making them regulate it. There is no government coming in and say, hey, you charge $9,000. Why are we taking it up to $93,000 this semester? If you can go ahead and take out the loans, get that paid off, get your child in college and out of college as fast as possible. I don't care if they go into the top college in the land, Harvard, UCLA, wherever, or if they go into the bottom, I don't know, UC Martin, UT Martin, wherever. I'm not saying they're the worst school in the country, but I'm just saying, no matter what college your child's going to, the object should be get them in, get them out. Another great reason to max out your student loans is, let's say that you're a parent and you are in a position to where you really don't like your job and you're considering going back to school and picking up a second career. A lot of people are picking up second careers. You'd be surprised at the people who are professionals, gone to professional schools, optometrists, physical therapists. Now, honestly, that's not a good case, because physical therapists, a lot of them have a great deal of love and admiration for their careers, but there are a lot of other professional careers where people just don't like where they are in life, and they're trying to change gears or shift lanes and maybe make a forward move, or maybe sometimes even a lateral move. Sometimes they just want to change it to a different modality. I know in radiology, where I work, we're constantly wanting to do different things. Everyone's interested in doing something else. If you work in regular diagnostic, people are interested in computer tomography, MRI, nuclear medicine, and these are programs that, they aren't drastically expensive programs. You can get a nuclear medicine degree for $5,000. So if I were to have a child, for instance, going to college, and I were to get her under the Parent Plus loan financing, I would just take out the amount of money that would be beneficial for her and myself. I can use those student loans as well to go back to college, get the degree I want, and start my new career. And we're able to do those things because if you are taking out public loans, if you're taking out loans through the Department of Education, it's more advantageous to take out a loan that's public, that's 1 to 1.5 times your income, because all you're doing is paying back based off your income. So it doesn't matter if you have a $70,000 loan, it doesn't matter if you have a $300,000 loan. You're on income-based repayment, not loan-based repayment. So definitely consider that. And to break that down, let me tell you an example. Let's say you have a parent that is earning $80,000 a year, and you have a parent that's earning $40,000 a year. The parent that's earning $40,000 a year gets approved for enough money to cover both children that are going to college, or to cover one child and one parent that wants to go to college. You're going to be repaying based off of that $40,000 a year parent. So no matter what amount you take out, if you take out the max that they allow you to take out, which it's not going to be a drastic $250,000, but it's going to be a good amount to cover more than what you need, and you take out that and you're repaying based off that $40,000 a year earning parent, you're in a good position to improve your life and not have to repay much. Let me make sure that I have this noted. If that one parent is making $40,000 a year, one thing that they have to consider, and not even consider, one thing that they should be doing is they should be delaying their Social Security when they go into repayment status for the loans. Delaying your Social Security is going to increase your retirement benefits, in turn lowering your tax return, because you're going to be taking out more in your retirement benefits. And when you get lower tax returns, that's how they decide your minimum payments going forward for your Parent Plus loans. So until you're going to be receiving a lower Parent Plus loan because you delayed your Social Security. So definitely I'd say you should borrow smart up front. It pays out a lot better. The longer you delay, the longer you wait. If your child's not on scholarship, if you're taking out loans, these schools, as I previously stated, are going to increase their tuition. And if your child is taking summers off, and if your child is not able to completely just go through school, yeah, they might get burned out sometimes, but it'll be a small percentage. It's going to be cheaper in the long run for you to take out the money up front, go ahead and take out what you need and what you need for your child, put that in a different account, and just withdraw from that account as needed to pay for your child's tuition or to pay for your tuition. Honestly, keep that in mind. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I love comments. I'll answer anything that you have for me. Like, share, and subscribe. I hope I kept this short enough. I hope I didn't get too much into detail, but I need to make sure I get as much information off as possible. If you want to know more about Parent Plus loans, I could definitely do a post pertaining to only Parent Plus loans and the structure of them, and even more so why you should be taking out the max. Definitely look at this video, tell me what you think, and tell me what you'd like to see in the future. Here's the life.